last night I went to the Joe Moses one-man show. I'm babysitting, and they're being camera babies. So I went to the Joe Moses one-man show. Yay! And it was amazing. So funny. So I saw another video. A girl said that it was so quality, and that is like the only thing I can think of to describe it as. Just quality. So funny, so full, like it was jam-packed. The audience was great, and obviously the talent was great. It was Joe Moses. Obviously it's the Joe Moses one-man shows but it was him, Tessa Netting, Devin Little, Brian Rosenthal, Brant Cox, Joey Richter, and Kurt Mega. And, you know, we got to meet them. Oh, Ivana Lynch was in it too. Oh, Ivana Lynch was in it, and love her. If I didn't love her before, which I did, I completely love her now. Who said that you can blow people's mind like that, Joe Moses? Who told you that was okay? I mean, thank you, but I mean, I just want to know, like, who told you that was okay? She wasn't signing, though, so we didn't get to meet her, but we did briefly when she walked by the line waiting for the meet and greet and said hi to some people. First of all, we get there, and there's this long line for will call, and when we finally get to the front of will call, J.D. Durkin comes out of the theater, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, sweetie," and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, of course, you know, I'm sorry that I was in his way, and I would be sorry that I was in anyone's way, but, you know, it's J.D. Durkin. If you don't know about the Joe Moses one-man shows J.D. Durkin helped write it. He, like, just walks by, and, you know, I'm this, like, crazy person, so I was like, oh my god. And my friends are like, what, who was that, and I'm like, that's J.D. Durkin, and I'm freaking out, and they're like, who's J.D. Durkin, and I'm like, really? Don't ask that question out loud, because people will cut you. We go inside, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I turn around, and I look at the balcony, and I just see this head that looks so familiar. Like this, I can't make out the face, really, because, you know, like, his back is to me, but I just know. And I'm, like, staring, and I don't want to say anything out loud, though, because I just know that my best friend would... She'd be like, what? Who do you see? Who do you see? And she'd scream. I knew she was going to scream. So I just, you know, someone turned around who was sitting near me and was like, who are you looking at? Like, what are you looking at? And I was like, I think that's Darren Criss. Darren Criss in the audience. Like, 35 feet away from me. I almost died. So, you know, she turns around and she's like, who are you looking at? And I was like, oh, I think it's Darren Criss. No big deal or anything. It's just Darren freaking Criss. I'm there and staring at Darren Criss's head, and I could tell it was his head because of his dark, lovely head. It was the back of his lovely head. The show itself was fantastic, like I said, and then the meet and greet afterward. I'm going down the line. I'm like, okay, you know, it's cool. It's fine. I'm great. I'm holding it in, I'm not exploding, and I'm not, like, making a fool out of myself, and I'm good. It's no big deal. Whatever, like, yeah, right. Not a big deal. Come on. How many times have you said that to yourself? I've said it a lot. We're there in the meet and greet, and we're, you know, standing in line, we're waiting, we're meeting new friends, which is awesome. We get to the front, and I'm going down the line, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, Joe Moses, hey, how was it going? You were awesome. Great show. Like, this is cool. He signs my shirt that I bought and passes it on to Tessa Netting. I don't really know who she was. She's really nice. She's really nice, and she's really funny. Definitely look her up. Be a fan of hers. She's awesome. She's a great actress, and then, you know, moved to Devin Little. I had a ring on, and she was like, oh, I love your ring. It's really pretty. And I said, oh, thank you. It's the Kate Middleton ring. My grandma got it off the TV, the infomercial. She's crazy. And she's like, oh, my grandma's crazy, too. And I took a picture of her. She's like, oh, Brian, get in this picture. takes a photo of her and Brian Rosenthal, and then I move on to talk to Brian, and he's like, thank you for waiting in line, and I was like, are you joking? Thank you. Yeah? You have your hat, like always? Angels? No. It's all about the Yankees. I'm standing, and I'm like, he's like, thank you for waiting in line for so long, and I'm like, are you joking? Thank you for waiting for all of us. This is a lot of people to see in one night, and he's just like, oh, of course, like, we wouldn't, basically saying, like, they love to meet us, and they love staying as long as they need to meet everyone. Really? And then I move down the line a little bit more. Brant Cox, love him, love Brant Cox. He's standing there, or he's sitting rather. He's sitting there, and he's like, oh hey, how are you? And I was like, I'm great. I'm trying not to explode in a fit of fangirl right now. And he's like, nope. He's like, well, you're doing a really good job. And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, cool. Like, oh, you were great, and I loved you in Starship. And then I move on to Joey Richter. Joey Richter. I freaked out. I lost it. If I had any composure, it was gone. I stand directly in front of Joey Richter. I'm sorry, I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I'm standing directly in front of him. And he's sitting there, and he's like, how's it going? And I'm like, I couldn't even handle myself. And I'm like, oh, it's great. Like, yeah, you're awesome. And, like, I'm shaking. I've never felt like that before. I've met famous people, like, really famous people, and I've met quite a bit of them. Never have I reacted like this. I was shaking. He smiled at me, and I just have to tell him. Like, when I was waiting outside, before they let us in to like shop and go and get in line for the meet and greet, I was like telling these people that I met in line, I love him. I'm just like, the only thing I can think to say to him is just yes. Joey Richter, just yes, to your face. Like, yes, and everything you do. And then I was like, I'm not gonna say that. Like, that's dumb. Why would I say that to him? And I get there, and I'm standing there, and it's just, I have no idea what I'm saying. So I'm just like, Joey, I can't with, and just yes to you and your face, and you're my favorite ever. And he gives me the like, I can't do it because I'm not Joey Richter, but he gives me that face. He's playing with dinosaurs behind you. And I, like, melted, and I was just, he's like, oh, you're the best, and I'm like, oh, no, you're the best. And, and we're just standing there, and I'm like staring at him, and he's like signing my thing, and I take the picture of him, and it's glorious. And then I move to Kurt Mega. Kurt Mega, if you don't know, one of the warblers on Glee. He's fantastic. I also got to meet Dominic Barnes. Be still, my beating heart. I just can't with these people. He is so hot. And I tell him, I'm like, yeah, we got, you're so great on Glee, and I love watching you guys when you guys are doing your group numbers, and you guys are just awesome. I got to meet Dominic, and I was like, and I know Eddie Martin. Oh, Eddie, I love him. Like, Eddie's awesome. Love Eddie. Eddie is good friends with the mayor of my city, and he comes to see the shows at my high school. So if he hears that Eddie's going, he should come. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll definitely talk to him about that. And that was the end of the line, and I, had to go outside. But I overall was proud of how I handled myself. I didn't die. I didn't say anything too embarrassing, even though, I'm sorry, Joey. to just say yes to your face, and that was probably awkward, but I love you. You're probably not watching this, and you probably never will, but I just want to let you know. I second whoever yelled out, "I love that crooked jaw." We're not entirely sure it was Darren. I'd like to say it was. I second it, though. Whoever it was, bless you. And, you know, regardless of the fact that we got a flat tire on the way home, cool. It's totally fine. I met Joey Richter. And everyone else. I mean, that's not to demean anyone. Like, it was great meeting them all. It's just that I lost it over Joey. And I'm going to try my hardest to get to every LA-based Starkid event. And I, hope one day to meet them all. And to tell them all that they're glorious and they're wonderful and they're brilliant and I love them, and I'm so proud to call myself a star kid, and I'm so proud to be able to say that I've been to an event and that I've met some of them. It's my life and I just love it. I'm really looking forward to the next time I get to see an event. And I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys. I met some of you guys yesterday. I didn't really exchange any of my, Tumblr or Twitter. I did exchange my Twitter with a couple people, but I didn't really put my Tumblr out there. I should have. But if you were at the LAJMOMS one-man shows this last night, March 5th, 2012, and you see this and you want to follow me, I'll probably follow you back, and most likely, I will. I'll follow you back, and I just love this fan base. I love this fandom, and whoever you are watching this, I love you, and I love Joey Richter. So, I'm gonna put links in the little doodly-doo down there to my Twitter, my Tumblr, and, follow me, I'll follow you back. If you don't want to follow me, I mean, that's cool, whatever. If by some alignment of the stars, any of the star kids are watching this, thank you, and I love you, and you're the best.